Hey guys, I hope you had a wonderful Easter today. It is really late, it's 11 p.m. at night. Had a wonderful day at church and spending time with family and also spending time with friends. And I wanted to come back out and talk just to you guys just a little bit more about this dating situation after divorce. Since I posted a couple other things, people have been asking me different questions. Um, asking I've been asked to talk more about the guy's perspective on dating. I've been asked to talk about the guy's perspective on women at our age in dating. I've also um, been interacting with some folks that have been divorced a very short time and can't possibly even fathom, couldn't even conceive that maybe they might be single for a few years. Um, and when I tell them I've been single 5.5 years, they're like, they just, I think their head's going to explode because they can't even handle the even the concept of being single. And so I have a few things to say about that. And I think I did share with you guys before that when I first got divorced, I felt the same way. I was trying to recover as fast as I could. I was trying to restore. I was trying to fix. I was trying to fill up a hole of what was missing from having a committed relationship. And I shared a little bit about my first relationship that I had after my divorce. But the more I'm out here, the more I'm running into uh, people who are very new to the divorce world and the single world. And guys, I think your heads are going to explode if you can't even fathom the idea or the concept that you might be single for a while, uh, let alone single for 5 years like I've been. There are people who've been single for way longer than me, and but because you come from recently from a marriage and you want to get back in and get those things that you lost that you didn't get, you think you're going to get married quickly. Well, what I've heard is that the younger you are, like if you get a divorce in your 20s, like I had a daughter that do, you're more likely to remarry quickly. But the older you get, like me, I'm in my 50s now, it seems to take longer for us. And I think the reason is because we've experienced so much life, so much water under the bridge now at our age. It's a lot easier when you've had less life experience to jump back, and people aren't as damaged a lot of times. Don't have the wounds, as many wounds when they're young, and it's just kind of a different time. But when you get into my age, 40s, 50s, and so forth, then things get really real. And if I just want you to know that you're going to be okay, and I want to encourage you to just embrace the fact that you're single. Can you do that? Can you just embrace the fact that you're single? Can you just take a breath and stop thinking about getting married for just 5 minutes and just enjoy the blessings and the benefits that come from being single for a while? Um, you don't know. It may not be a good idea for you at all to get right back into marriage. And you may have other things to do that the Lord wants you to learn and wants you to accomplish before you jump back into marriage. And I've been around long enough to see people get married and divorced and married and divorced and married and divorced. And what's the purpose of that? Why can't you just stop and just take a breath and learn about yourself for a little while. Get to know yourself again. Accept the fact that you're single, and embrace it. Now, I don't mean that you never get married again, because if you do actually find the right person, great, and you feel ready and all that, great. But why do you want to cut yourself short of learning the lessons of life? Can't you be still for a little while and not feel so anxious to run into that next relationship? Now, having said that, I admit I still would like to find the right person for myself. I still would want to do that. But I'll tell you, I darn sure don't want to go back to the kind of marriage that I had before. And why am I going to risk it? Why am I going to rush into something like that without taking the proper precautions and the proper time to be able to really get to know a person and really make sure that both she and I are able to know each other and to be ready and to prepare. And I tell you, when you start dating, and you just have that energy of that, you think that you have to get married, and you think that you got to find somebody, and you think you got to fill that hole. I'm telling you, it's not a good energy to be putting out in the dating world. It's just not. It's not going to help you. Help you with another desperate person, but it's not going to get you a solid person. And when you date, you've got to be on your game. You got to be happy, confident, engaging, looking forward. Do you know how many times I hear people talking about I just hear story after story of poor women that go out with men, and all these men do is talk about their ex-wives. Man, can't you put that in the past? And if you're not there yet, don't ask a person out on a date. Just go out as friends. If you're not ready to date, dating is different than friendship. Maybe you start with friendship, just being friends with people of the opposite sex. But if you go in there and you're starting to talk all about your marriage and all the bad stuff that she did, man, people just don't want to hear that. It sounds like you're wounded. It sounds like you're desperate. It sounds like you need a therapist. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants to hear that. What they want to hear is that you're interested in them, that you'd like to get to know about them, that they want to know what you like. They want to know what you're interested in, and hopefully you're interested in what you want to learn about that other person, not just sit there and talk about your ex. I've heard some unbelievable things from people, and also I've heard stuff from friends about us guys that we are so focused on locking that woman down and making her ours and conquering her and then pushing her physically and all that kind of stuff. It's just weak. It's a weak approach. It's a desperate approach. Women don't want desperate men. They want strong, confident men who they can rely on. They're not going to sit there and compromise them and make them feel like they got, going to make a moral mistake or something and have to go see their bishop. They don't want a man like that. They don't want a man who's so desperate to lock him down in the first 2 minutes. Dudes, relax and stop pushing the physical stuff so much. Don't. It's not fair. It's not fair to either of you. Just relax. And ladies, don't cling on, man. Don't have this anxious attachment style like you got to lock him down. As soon as you try to lock him down, he's going to run on you, man. He's not going to want to be. It's going to destroy it. If you have that anxious, I've got to have him kind of attitude. And then on the other extreme, I've been out with women that, man, they can't even, they're so closed off. They're not open. They can't even, they're emotionally unavailable. Emotionally unavailable. It's not pretty. It's not pretty to see an unavailable. Why are you even going out with me if you're going to be emotionally unavailable? Can't you even be open enough to have a good time and to relax and enjoy? Those are two things I see on the women's side. But this whole area of dating, you got to get your head right. You got to wrap your mind around it. You got to be healthy. You got to be positive. You got to be engaging. You got to be cool. That's all. And guys, stop putting a timeline on how soon you're going to get married. If you keep putting timelines on it, I have to be married by this certain soon time. You'll get married, but you may not be happy. And marriage is no guarantee of happiness. You should know that by now. Anyway, these are just some words of advice, some things that I've been seeing. So I hope you will think about it. Think about what I've said and try to keep it real in the dating world. Keep it real. Don't go off into la-la land. Stay grounded. Stay firm. Just some thoughts. Hope you're doing well.